I thought I knew my husband until the night he poured a glass of wine, smiled, and said the most shocking words I've ever heard. I want you to do it with them. My name is Rachel. I've been married to my husband, Mark, for 11 years. On the surface, we were that picture perfect couple, matching holiday sweaters, family BBQs, and weekly date nights. But behind closed doors, we were unraveling. It started subtly. Mark grew quieter. He stopped holding my hand. The kisses became routine, empty gestures. I thought maybe it was just stress, work, life, the usual, but I had no idea what was really brewing beneath his silence. One Friday evening, after we'd put our 8-year-old daughter to bed, Mark poured us both a glass of red wine. I remember the glass trembling slightly in his hand. He looked at me with a strange mix of nervousness and excitement. "I've been thinking about something," he said slowly. "And I need you to hear me out before you say anything." I was confused but nodded. He took a deep breath. "I want to see you with someone else. Two men, actually." I laughed. I honestly thought it was a joke, but his expression didn't change. He was serious. "I've been having these thoughts," he continued, "and I think it could bring us closer. I want to watch. I want to be part of it, just not in the way you expect." My heart dropped. I stared at him, stunned. I couldn't even form words. "You mean like a fantasy?" I finally asked. "Yes, and not just any men," he said carefully. I've I've thought a lot about it. I want them to be black men, strong, confident, different from me." I was floored. Mark was the type who blushed when ordering wine in a restaurant. The idea of him suggesting something so bold, so raw, was hard to process. Part of me was disgusted. Another part, if I'm being honest, was curious, because the truth is, things between us had been dead for a while. I missed feeling wanted. I missed feeling, period. I told him I needed time. Days went by. We avoided the topic, but late at night when I was alone in bed, I thought about what he said, the way he looked at me, like I was still desired, still powerful. Something in me woke up. I finally asked him, "Why? Why would you want this?" He looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Because I want to see you alive again. I want to feel something through you. I want to give you permission to be free." His words were strange, but they struck something deep. Weeks passed. I didn't bring it up until one day I came home and found an envelope on our kitchen table. Inside were two photos, two men, handsome, confident. Mark had already made contact. "This is your choice," he said. "If you're ready." I felt my stomach tighten. It was real now. I was being handed the keys to a door I wasn't sure I wanted to open, but something inside me whispered, "Do it." The night was set. A hotel, not our home. Mark insisted on that. It had to feel separate. I remember walking into the room. The lighting was soft. The two men were already there, polite, calm, respectful. They weren't aggressive. They weren't pushy. They were just present. Mark sat in the corner, quiet, watching. His eyes never left me. What happened next, I won't describe in explicit detail. That's not what this story is about. It's about what happened to me, within me. For the first time in years, I wasn't just a wife, a mom, a tired woman holding a household together. I was a woman, desired, seen, worshipped, and not because of my husband's fantasy, but because I allowed myself to let go. Afterward, I expected to feel dirty. I expected shame, but instead I felt clean, honest, real. Mark came to me after they left. He held me, kissed my forehead, and whispered, "Thank you." We didn't talk much about it for a few days, but something had changed. We were connected again, not because of what happened, but because of what it forced us to confront. For years, we were pretending, going through the motions. hiding behind smiles and routines. That night shattered the walls between us. It forced us to see each other. But here's the twist. That wasn't the end. A few months later, I found Mark messaging someone online. A woman. He was emotionally involved, secretly, intimately. And when I confronted him, he didn't deny it. He looked at me and said, I gave you something. I thought maybe I could take something back. It broke me. I realized then his gift had strings. His freedom was conditional. He gave me what he wanted me to have. But when he needed something, he took it in the shadows. We tried therapy. We cried. We fought. But the damage was done. The night he said, do it with them, wasn't just about desire. It was a cry for control, for meaning, and maybe, in some twisted way, for revenge. We eventually separated, not because of the experience itself, but because of everything it uncovered. I don't regret what happened that night. It taught me more about myself than a decade of marriage ever did. I learned that love without honesty is just a performance, that desire without communication is dangerous, and that sometimes breaking the rules reveals the truth we're most afraid to face. This story isn't just about infidelity, it's about identity, boundaries, and the hidden cracks in even the strongest looking marriages. If you've ever been in a relationship where your partner offered you something that felt like a gift, but ended up being a test, know that you're not alone. Sometimes love asks for things we're not ready to give, and sometimes saying yes leads us to the most painful kind of truth, the kind that sets us free.